Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nora, for those of you who are new, and for those of you who are not, welcome back. Thanks for clicking on today's video, and we're gonna make this intro hopefully as quick and short and sweet as possible because y'all know I get to chatting a lot. Today's video we are gonna be discussing what is in my ZARA cart. If you've been keeping along on my channel, I have a series here where I kind of share different items that I'm picking up from different stores that I'm adding to my cart. Some of them I may have already purchased, some of them I haven't, but just to kind of give you some insight into what I'm shopping in the new in section at different stores. We've done ZARA before. I try to mix it up as much as possible, but baby, ZARA, I know I'm very much giving summertime. Okay, summer is fighting back here in Boston, but ZARA has rolled out their fall collection and it is too good. So let's jump right into what I have in my cart. All right, so as always, you will be seeing images here on screen of the actual items. I will do my best to make sure to link everything down below. I strategically tried to shop just the new in section because most of these items are still available. I think there are maybe like one or two things that already said notify me when it is back in stock, so you'll be able to put your email in, but I'll have all that information down below. And as always, I'm looking over here at my handy dandy cell phone because I want to make sure we're going in order, covering everything that I need to cover and not missing any items. So first thing I kind of noticed, like I said, a lot of the new in section on ZARA right now is their fall collection. Again, I know I am giving summer. Summer is fighting back. It is very much summer. I'm not trying to rush her out of here. However, I am someone who, when I am looking at kind of like transitional season time period, August is kind of when I really start shopping for fall, honestly. I'm not really buying that many more summer pieces at this point, especially living somewhere like Boston, New England area. We probably honestly only have a couple more weeks of like really warm weather. Again, I know summer doesn't technically end until almost like the third week of September. Every now and then we get some like really nice days sprinkled in, but for the most part, I'm not looking to invest or really like continue building a summer wardrobe at this point. So I think if you are someone like me who kind of likes to jump, you know, on the ball, get ahead of the game before everything sells out, I think this is the perfect time to start looking at fall items. A couple things that I started noticing as I was browsing through the new in section: lots of suede, two-piece sets, a lot of transitional pieces, and then definitely pieces that I think are gonna be more so for fall. Like it's still too warm to wear right now, but are gonna be great for fall. Lots of jackets, okay? A couple jackets actually that we're gonna talk about today that I think one I already saw going pretty viral on social media, but a couple other ones that I think are going to be standouts. Okay, so we've got quite a few jackets that we're going to talk about today, but I would also say a lot of really good layering items as well. So kind of how I mentioned, a lot of transitional pieces, so things that if you are still, yes, living somewhere that's fairly warm, or even like it is here in Boston with this little heat wave, there are some items still that I think are really great for transitioning. And then of course, as we get into fall seasons, you'll be able to wear them as layering items. So kind of kicking things off, I try not to go in like any particular order because genuinely taking you through how I shop, but because we have 1, 2, 3 different jackets, kind of sort of 4, I figured we would start there. And the first one is going to be this gorgeous, and I know, I'm so sorry y'all, my adjectives, I need to get back to my thesaurus, you know, and I have been reading a little bit more, so we're gonna expand the words that I use to describe the clothes. But baby, we're gonna start off with this gorgeous jacket. So it's listed online as their zip up gathered jacket. It comes in 3 different colors. The color that I added to my cart was more of this kind of like traditional tan khaki color. When I saw this, I immediately thought of the Loewe kind of gathered jacket. Again, I'll have images here on screen. Y'all know I always say, I think ZARA, when it comes to high street brands, does a really great job of giving you looks for less for some more high-end luxury items out there. I love Loewe down. Some items I, you know, have added to my closet. Some of the items I'm not quite there yet. Okay, I'm not quite there yet. And this jacket is definitely, I think, a really good look for less. Love the kind of exposed silver zipper that they have on it. And then of course it has more of this like gathered detail around the waist and then also around the wrist as well. You're going to see this kind of like gathered detail, this kind of like bubble hem continue to fall into the fall trends this year. I do have a fall trends video coming up soon, but that is something that I would say you're going to see a lot of. So if you weren't someone who loved maybe like a bubble hem skirt, I think this is going to be a really nice way for you to play with this style. I think the price is great, honestly, too. $59.90, I feel like that's not that bad. I'm imagining it's probably not the heaviest jacket, just assuming time of the year pricing, but I love this. Again, I think they give you a lot of different color options, so depending on what you need for your wardrobe, I am really, really intrigued. I'm going in between either a small or a medium. I will probably pick this up in a medium just because for these kinds of jackets, I do prefer a little bit of a more casual, oversized fit. And then of course, if I want to layer it, I can layer it as well. But that's kind of my thought with the first piece. All right, so the next jacket that I wanted to mention is their puffed bomber jacket ZARA collection. This one I can tell you already, I have seen all over social media already. I've specifically seen it more in kind of like the cream ivory ecru color that they have here. That color is actually on sale right now, so if you're interested, baby, pick it up. But I added, no surprise here, the green, kind of like beautiful olive green color to my cart. I think this is gorgeous. So it's a little bit tough to see, and again, I haven't seen this in person, but it almost has like a sateen effect mixed with kind of a little bit of like a suede fabric. I'm not too sure exactly what the materials are on this jacket, but I really love this. One, I love kind of the juxtaposition to the first jacket that we talked about where the zipper was a little bit more exposed. This one has a little bit more of a hidden zipper, so you can't actually see it as much when you have it zipped all the way up. Looks like there's like a little, I don't know, piece of fabric lapel almost on top of that, so it's a little bit covered. I love also too, just kind of like the draping effect that this jacket creates. When you have it zipped up, it almost gives cape, cloak, kind of poncho feel, which I think is so cool. It very much looks like you're just wearing like this over jacket, overcoat piece on top, but again, it is a bomber jacket as they like to call it. Again, you're seeing this kind of like bubble hem effect, so you're seeing that kind of around the waist and then on the wrist as well. I love the way they styled it here, a little bit more open with just like the nice little like button up Oxford shirt underneath. So of course, again, great for layering. This is something I probably would wear more as like a top. So like zipped up, maybe, probably not all the way, but like maybe, you know, 3/4 of the way I'd have this zipped up and almost use it as a top. I don't know, I think this would be really, really stunning. I actually saw, y'all know my girl Aaliyah's face had posted, I believe it was on TikTok, she has it in the more ivory color and she wore it almost more of like a top. I loved it. The moment I saw it, I said, baby girl, share the code, and she sure did. And then of course I saw it in the green and I immediately added to cart. So really, really love this piece. Pricier for sure, $129. So again, I'm imagining some of the materials and fabrics that they use here are probably a little bit more luxurious, but overall a great, great piece. Not too sure on sizing on this one. Again, I'm kind of going back and forth. It looks rather large, and I believe on the website it did say it runs fairly large, so I would probably go true to size with this jacket. Now moving right along into our next jacket. Like I said, baby, I added a lot of jackets. I love outerwear. Living in Boston, living in New England on the East Coast, you need jackets. So I just find that in the fall seasons, it's a great way to accessorize a look. It's a great way to add a little bit of personality. So I've got a pretty extensive jacket collection, so it's something I gravitate to. The next jacket, same color again. Now, on the website, they do offer a couple, you know, different options, but more of that green color again, really pulled on my heartstrings. Y'all know green is my favorite color. I am very much someone who has made it her personality. So that green, I love. This is also their suede effect bomber jacket. So both of them are called bomber jackets. Like the last one was a bomber jacket, but they call that one the puffed bomber jacket. And then this one they call the suede effect jacket. So again, it gives more of this suede illusion, suede effect. I'm sure it's not real suede, hence why they say that, but love this jacket as well. Something I really loved about this jacket with the little detail is the shoulder detail that they have here. It's like these little, I don't even know, straps, something that they have, like button closures up top. I'm sure they're probably functional, but I would probably keep them closed. Again, love the fact that they have more of this hidden zipper on this. I would say with this jacket and the last one, they give me a little bit more elevated outerwear that you could definitely dress up a lot more. Of course, you could dress this down as well. But for me, styling them, they're probably jackets that I would dress up a little bit. Again, you've got that bubble hem effects kind of at the waist, but then the actual arms are just like open regular arms, so a little bit different, right? Like, do I need all 3 jackets? No. Could I style all 3 jackets 3 different ways so that I could justify putting them in my closet? Absolutely. And again, living somewhere where it is colder, you know, for most of the year, of course these will be great for fall, and honestly even early winter, like layering wise, I will get my bang for buck on these jackets. So baby girl, I added all 3. I added all 3 and I definitely am excited about them. The suede effect bomber jacket is sold out, unfortunately, but it does say on the website, notify me, so you can put your information in to get that. I think the pricing on this one is great as well. $99.90. Y'all know Zara love a little 90 at the end to make you feel like it ain't that bad. But I feel like the pricing is pretty good. Again, for the fact that they're kind of giving this suede vibe on the jacket, I think the pricing is great here. Sizing wise, I would probably still go true to size on this. This jacket and the last like bomber jacket, they tend to be a little bit more oversized already, hence the bomber jacket styling. But again, that first jacket that I showed, I would probably go up to a medium. All right, so the next item I'm adding in here, it's not technically a jacket. It's listed as an overshirt, but again, with especially talking fall transitional pieces, I think you could definitely use this as a jacket depending on where you live, for some evenings where it might get a little bit cooler, but it's not cold enough that you need a full-on like windbreaker or jacket. I think this would be great. And shocker, it's denim. It's denim. Y'all know I love a good denim jacket. I have a ton of denim jackets in my closet. I have a lot of denim overshirts in my closet. But I will say they are actually all different. A couple of the denim overshirts that I actually have are from ZARA. I think actually in my last what's in my cart video, I might have even mentioned once, and of course by the time I went back to buy it, y'all sold it out, so I didn't get a chance to get it. So I'm still on the hunt for a cropped denim overshirt. And what I really like about this is that although it is cropped, it's oversized, so it's not going to be super short that you're like really exposed, which again for me, especially in the fall months, I'm not really looking for. But I do still like the cropped length, because if I wanted to do something more high-waisted, high-waisted jeans, trousers, even for those days where it's like still kind of nice out, if you wanted to do some long shorts, jorts, Bermuda shorts, whatever you want to call them, I think this is a great option. I love the wash on this. If you're not new, you know I love a light to medium wash. Love the distressing as well. I'm not someone who gravitates to a lot of distressing on my denim items, whether it's jeans or actual like tops or anything, but I think where they did the distressing is good. Like I love like the frayed, you know, unfinished hem on the actual like bodice of the shirt, and then I love the little like distressing that they have on the sleeves as well. I really enjoy this. I would definitely wear this buttoned all the way up. I would wear it open. I would wear it with a couple buttons, like so many different ways that I could style this. Love how they kind of like scrunched up the sleeves as well on the model. I really enjoy this, and this pricing, I think is perfection. $59.90, baby, I will buy this. I will buy this, absolutely. Again, I think they did a great job. Zara, I think, always does a really good job with like these little pieces. Again, like I said, I have a couple overshirts from them in my closet already, but I don't have any that are cropped. Looking at this, honestly, even more too, it kind of looks like one that I saw from Prada. Love the one from Prada. Baby, I ain't got the Prada money, so we are gonna go right ahead with the Zara one. So the next item is actually another denim denim piece as well, and these are the Zara collection denim balloon pants. Okay, not to give you know too much up so that y'all don't come back and watch my fall fashion trends video, but balloon pants, or I know some people like to refer to them as genie pants. Okay, it's very much giving Jasmine and Aladdin and all that great stuff. gonna be all the rage. Okay, they are gonna be hot, trending, very much available in the stores for the fall season. I've gone back and forth on kind of how I feel about them. This is another trend, kind of like the barrel jean, where I was like, I don't really know if I need this per se in my closet, but if it's done right, I'm intrigued, I'm interested, I might take a look. These pants definitely were a pair. I, for one, love the fact that they are denim. Y'all know I don't usually gravitate to this color of denim at all. Like, I don't usually gravitate to this wash. I'm not really a dark denim kind of girl, but something about these I really like. I like the fact that, yes, it's denim, but they've kind of got like this baggy feel, but then of course it cinches in at the ankle. I just think this with a nice pump, okay? With a sexy pump, a strappy heel, I think would look so freaking good. Of course, you could definitely do this with a nice sandal as well if you want to dress it down a little bit, but I just love the versatility of these pants because, again, the bagginess kind of gives a little bit more of that casual effect, but the color, the wash, the stitching that they have on there, and then of course the cinched ankles, I think, elevated as well, which I really, really enjoy. I actually included 2 different pictures here just to show you how they styled it on the site. There is a matching halter, like denim top, that they have available. So you could do pretty much an all denim look, which I loved as well. I'm eyeing that. I haven't quite added her to my cart only because I don't really know. Like, I haven't come up with 3 different ways that I would style it, and y'all know I am not purchasing something if I can't already think of 3 different ways that I would wear it. So I haven't added it to my cart, but I love the way that they styled this, and they did it with like a really cute gold strappy sandal. But then I also love the more casual look that they did. So the model is wearing just kind of like this oversized boxy white t-shirt with like the longer bat sleeves. Looks like she's just got on some red like strappy flat sandals, and then the oversized shield aviator glasses. So I loved these pants, and honestly I feel like the pricing is good as well. $79.90, not too bad. Of course, I'm not quite sure sizing. I'll probably have to go back on the site and just kind of read a little bit the breakdown and the suggestion there. This would definitely be something that I'd want to like sit nicely on the waist but still give that baggy effect. So I'm not sure if it's something that I'll have to size up or if I can go true to size. I know I say with the video what's in my cart. Granted, will I necessarily purchase everything? Maybe not, but this is one, baby. Keep your eyes peeled because she definitely will be featured here in an upcoming haul. So as I mentioned, as I was browsing Zara's kind of new in collection, I did see a lot of matching sets. I love a matching set. I feel like it's a really good bang for your buck. I know I always say this. You get 2 different items that you can wear separately. You can wear them together. So you have a lot of different options that you can do with that outfit. Now, I know I have a tendency to always say matching set. These next 2 items are meant to be styled together, but they're not sold together. So just to clarify that, is Zara ain't that nice. But when I saw this outfit, I was like, ooh, I love this. And I think this will definitely still fill a gap in my wardrobe because I do have a lot of kind of like matching sets, matching separates, as I should say, but they are fairly casual. I mean, I can dress them up here or there, but they're fairly casual, and then most of them I would say are more for spring and summer. I don't really have anything that would transition nicely into the fall months, or even something that I could try to take into the winter time. And when I saw this, I was like, oh, this is gorgeous. Okay, this is, I mean, the color is something that I absolutely love. They have it listed here in gold, I believe is what they say. Yes, so you've got their gold button wrap shirt, which I thought was so cool, right? It's a button-up shirt, and now I can't really tell because they do have them kind of hidden, again, with kind of that fabric that flaps over. So I'm imagining it just has buttons underneath, but then you've got like the larger gold button right there at the neck, and then that gold button detail where the shirt actually wraps over. But I love it because it's kind of like a basic that's not so basic, right? A basic that has a little bit of personality that I think, again, is something everyone should have in their closet. When you're kind of in a rut and don't know what to wear, even if you wanted to do jeans and a cute top, if you wanted to get the trousers, these are the kind of tops that I think are really, really good to add to your wardrobe. I love that it kind of has a little bit of this like silk finish. Again, I'm sure it's not real silk, obviously being $69.90, but you know, it kind of gives that vibe. So it's definitely gonna be a pretty flowy, forgiving type of top, which I love. And then of course, I love where they decided to do this kind of like draping fold over detail. So it's gonna cinch the waist nicely, but I also feel like it's gonna be, you know, pretty forgiving. So if you do wear this to dinner, I think this would be great for like a Friendsgiving. I think this would be really good even for like corporate events that are coming up usually in like the fall holiday season. This would be so amazing, honestly, on everyone. I think this would be really, really flattering. So love this. And then of course, with the wide leg pants that go with it as well. They have it listed here, the elastic waist wide leg pants. Love this. I love a wide leg pant. I think they look great on everyone. Love the fact that it is an elastic waistband because again, very forgiving, very comfortable. You can eat as much as you want and enjoy yourself. And again, you know, even if you are kind of fluctuating, you know, in your body at the moment, I feel like this is still going to be really, really comfortable. I love these pants. I can't tell if there are, yes, they are. As I zoom into the picture, there are pockets, which I love. So there are pockets as well. Overall, I just think, I don't know, I loved the set. I really do. I love this set. And again, you could obviously wear them as separates. You could wear them all together. Pricing on both items, I think, is pretty good. The pants are listed as $59.90 and again, the top $69.90. Both items, I would say, look pretty oversized, so I'd probably go true to size. I tend to wear small in most of my items from ZARA, so that's probably the size I would get in both of these, but love. This was probably the standout matching separates set on the site for me. All right, so the next two items that I have currently in my ZARA cart are dresses, okay? Dresses, y'all know I said we gotta be dressing up, all right? Let's start dressing up for the occasions. Let's start putting that ish on. So I saw this ZARA collection satin effect wrap dress in this beautiful blue color, okay? It's in more of like a dusty blue, almost with like a grayish undertone that I really love. And surprisingly, I'm not even someone who gravitates to blue. Like I don't really wear blue often unless it's denim, but I really liked this color. Again, it wasn't something that was too vibrant. It's a little bit more of a pastel blue. And again, I like the fact that it has a little bit more of the cooler undertones. Really, really enjoyed this. I will say, first kind of scrolling through and just seeing the dress, I was like, okay, this is interesting. Can't even believe I'm gonna say this because normally we are complaining, okay, about the images and the model photos on ZARA's website. The model photo is the one that sold me. I saw this and I was like, oh, this is stunning, okay? This is so chic, so elevated. Seeing it on the model, of course, I haven't like felt the fabrics in person, but seeing this on the model, I would have thought this was from like a luxury brand or a pretty like high-end, high street brand. I don't know. Just the like simplicity of the makeup, the way that they have the hair pushed back, the nice little like, looks almost like a ribbon maybe that they kind of just like tied around her neck to make a necklace. I'm not quite sure, but just the way that they styled this, I was like, oh, this is stunning. And it immediately just looked timeless. You know, the fact that yes, it does have, you know, some little details here where it kind of bunches on, you know, one side, a little bit of that draping. You've kind of got this like collar detail up top, so it almost gives the illusion of like a button up, but also like a blazer. The short sleeve, there are a lot of different features of this dress, but I think it is gorgeous. I think it is gorgeous, and I always love anything that has a wrap detail. I think wrap detailing looks great on everyone. Again, it is very forgiving. For my girls like me who aren't the curviest, you know, and we like to use our clothing and our wardrobe to give the illusion of more like a curvaceous body, wrap effect always does a really good job. Like I love anything that kind of has a wrap detail, so I love this. I'm not too sure if there are, I don't think there are any pockets in this, but honestly, looking at the dress, I don't think it would have made sense to put pockets, but I think this is beautiful. I think this is beautiful. Pricing is probably right around what I would think. They have it listed for $99.90, but again, it's that satin effect, so you probably spend a little bit more money, not much, but a little bit more money to give the illusion that it is a satin dress. But I think this is beautiful. I think this is, I mean, I absolutely love this. This would be so nice for a bridal shower, a baby shower, a nice little like luncheon, a brunch. Again, I know we're towards the latter part of summer, but even for like a more casual summer wedding, I think this would be great for like a welcome dinner. I don't know, I love this. I really, really love this dress. Surprisingly, this is not normally something that I would gravitate to, especially because of the color, but I think this is gorgeous. Absolutely love this. And then the other dress that, baby, she's getting purchased. She's getting purchased as soon as I turn off this camera, because I have a feeling this is going to sell out pretty quickly. And this is their fringed fitted dress, and it is in this beautiful chocolate brown color. Chocolate brown, no surprise here. Gonna be another popular color for the fall. Not new. I feel like it repeats every year because it is a great staple color to have in your wardrobe during the fall months. And baby, this is good. Fringe, also another trend. I'm telling you, another trend. Zara, be on it. Zara's already letting you know ahead of time the items and the things that are gonna be really popular for the upcoming season, and they got a 2-in-1 here. This dress is stunning, okay? This dress is absolutely gorgeous. I love the fact that they took it up a little bit higher in the front around the neck, and you've kind of just got like this boat neck feel, and they kept the bodice of the dress pretty simple. You know what I'm saying? Like if you took the fringe off, it's giving little brown dress, you know, a different take on LBD, but then you've got the fringe detail at the bottom that is just gonna create such beautiful movement when you are walking in this dress. I love it. I love that they styled this pretty monochromatic on the model. She's actually in like a platform brown heel as well. I love that. Of course, you could dress this up however you'd like. They did go pretty minimal with the jewelry here, which honestly I like as well too, and just went super smoky with the makeup, but you could obviously accessorize this however you want. And honestly too, you don't have to do heels with this, right? Like you could definitely do this just with sandals. Again, for folks who are still in warmer climates and want to make this a little bit more casual and wear during the day, you could definitely do that as well. But I just think she is stunning. She is stunning, and for $79.90, like again, I just think this looks so expensive. Haven't touched it in person, but looking at the dress, I just think this is probably going to be, y'all know I say every now and then Zara comes out with those pieces that I'm just like, oh, y'all snapped on that one. You know, the ones that people look at you and then you tell them Zara and they're like, Zara? Really? You sure you didn't pick that up from like a major high-end department store? This is gonna be one of those items for sure. All right, and last but certainly not least, I've got a pair of shoes. I know I didn't have a ton of shoes, not a lot of accessories. Honestly, looking through a lot of their new in pieces, they had like some good bags here or there, but nothing, again, that was really pulling on my heartstrings, nothing that was really filling a gap for me. Again, no surprise, they are in this gorgeous green color, so I'm not gonna lie, that might have played a part into why I like these, but they also, looking at them, remind me of a pair of shoes that I want to say were from Dries Van Noten, if I'm not mistaken. If it's not, I'll have an image up so you can see what I'm talking about. Not identical, but a lot of like the silhouette, the color, and the fact that it was kind of this like patent leather wedge, I love. So they have it listed just as that, patent wedge heels, which I think they are gorgeous, okay? I love a good point. Y'all know I love a good nose. I love a good snout on a shoe, okay? Love the color, and then again, I love the patent leather finish. I think these are going to be so fun. I would most likely style them oversized denim, oversized trousers, but I also could even see myself doing this with more of like a longer short. Maybe not a denim short, but maybe I did see a pair of shorts from, I'm blanking right now on the brand, but they were more of like a suede longer jort. Really, really love that as well. So that's probably how I would style those, but I think these are gorgeous. Again, I love the color, and it's something that you could definitely style, again, a couple different ways. And then of course, with it being a wedge, it's probably pretty comfortable is what I would imagine. $75.90, not terrible. I have a lot of shoes from Zara and I have to say they hold up pretty well. Not terrible, a little bit pricier than I would want to pay at Zara, but again, I think because of the patent leather finish, it makes it look a little bit more expensive and elevated. So I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it, a little bit pricier than I would like. But, well, all right, y'all, that is all that I have for today's video. I hope I wasn't talking too fast. I know we didn't have like a crazy amount of items, like 10 or 11. I try not to overwhelm you in these videos because I want them to be realistic. Like, what did I actually love? What were things that I actually wanted to add to my cart? These are not like wish lists, right? This is not, oh, if I had no budget and I'm just adding everything to my cart, what would I add? Not quite. I want to show how we are shopping smart, the why behind why we're picking, you know, certain items, how it's filling gaps in our closet, just showing you how to shop smart. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. Comment down below. Let me know if there was anything that stuck out to you. Is there anything you're gonna pick up, anything you're buying? Was there anything I missed? Okay, because girl, I was browsing on there. They had a lot of items. I went through a couple times, but if there's anything I missed that you've seen on the site that you're like, sis, I just picked this up, I just saw this, we need to share it with the family, let me know. And as always, if there are any other brands, stores, I primarily have done like high street brands. I've tried to stay away obviously from like the super high-end luxury brands just because, again, I want to be pretty realistic, and I know for most of my audience, we're not looking to drop $15,000 at one store, right? You know what I'm saying? So let me know though if there are any other stores that you'd like to see us shop and browse and what I'm adding to my cart. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, y'all.